Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Evening Update. I'm Justin Lowe. This is the place to get all your life extension news and views from around the world. All the latest details. You get to hear from all of the researchers and people making headlines in the field of life extension. If you want your life extension news with a sizzling side of bacon, this is the show. Well, of course, knowing this group, be more like a side salad of spinach with olive oil and topped with some shaved almonds and cocoa nibs. There you go. Instead of bacon. Let's put it that way. Well, welcome to this August 17th Sunday evening update. And you know what? The first thing I want to mention is that our guest for this week unfortunately had to cancel. Yes, but is very forgivable. Kevin had family things going on, and he could not make it here. Kevin Parrot. Yes, you know what? Kevin used to be a director of the Immortality Institute, and he is still an advisor at the Immortality Institute. And as you can see from the graphic here, Kevin is the current COO of the Methuselah Foundation. So he's still very actively involved in all things related to SENS and longevity. And he's also the executive director of the M Prize. So yeah, intimately involved in everything going on there at Methuselah and at the Immortality Institute. I had the pleasure of meeting Kevin at the UABBA conference in UCLA for the first time. I of course conversed with Kevin many times online at the Immortality Institute, but met him in person. Very nice guy, interesting background. He's one of the most successful car dealerships in all of Edmonton, Canada. Or is it Calgary? I think it's Edmonton where he currently resides. But he also organized a aging conference in Edmonton, of all places, Canada. And it was very successful, very well attended aging conference with a lot of different researchers. So yeah, he's going to be a future guest. Tonight he had to cancel, unfortunately, but Kevin Parrot, he assures me that he will reschedule for a future date. So that's the first thing I wanted to get out of the way. I know many of you were hoping to see the interview. I'm sure he has a lot to say about the Methuselah Foundation, what's going on recently with all the research and maybe the undergraduate research initiative, things like that. We'll talk a little bit more about M Fury in just a bit. But he'll be rescheduling for a future date. And the next item up is another important item I wanted to mention, and that is many of you probably have not been able to access the Immortality Institute forums over the weekend. Now, yesterday morning, Saturday morning, August 16th, there was some sort of server error, some sort of overload, or I don't know what happened. I'm not a MySQL type person. I'm not a database person. So I don't know exactly what happened. I'm talking with the ISP right now and talking with a couple of other people at the Institute who know a little bit about operating the server and this and that. So we're trying to get that worked out, but what has happened so far that seems to help is people that have cleared the cache out of their browser. Like I use Mozilla Firefox, and I just cleared the private data. There's that one tab. I think Richard said you can just do a shift and click, and that'll clear all your browsing history and clear the cache and all cookies and all that. Perhaps the server was putting corrupted cookies out. I don't know, but something, you get this error message if you try to go to the forums. Many of you possibly already have experiences that says IPS driver error. It doesn't sound like anything that's all that dramatic or would cause so much trouble, but it has. So I'm working on it, and hopefully we'll get that settled within the next 24 hours, and we'll have full functionality. But up until that point, if you haven't tried it yet, clear the cache out of your browser, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Well, up to our regular update that we have every week, and that is of the Folding at Home Prize. Yes, and of course our team is rocking up the standings like usual. We're up 4 spots in the last week. The Longevity Beam team, you see there, right in the middle there. Number 142, up 4 spots. And as you can see, look at the team number, the number of members on the team. 325. That's pretty good because a couple of weeks ago, I think we just crossed the 300 barrier mark, 300 number mark. So, hey, that's great news. The team is growing, and our point production has been generally around 110,000 per day this week. But it has been as high as 125, 130,000 at times. So good job, everyone, keeping the team moving up the rankings. Looks like we're going to be passed, though, by this team number 143 right now, Bjorn3D, I believe it is, Bjorn3D.com. They're going to probably pass us up because they're producing 60,000 or 70,000 more points per day right now. That's unfortunate, but you know what? The Longevity Meme team has staying power, and we're going to keep moving up, and we'll probably pass Bjorn at some point because, of course, we also have the Folding at Home prize working in our favor. And if you haven't heard of the Folding at Home prize, it's some money you can win by contributing to the Stanford Folding at Home project. And it's a quarterly prize. You can win a couple $100 if you're the top producer, but we also have some prizes all the way through place number 12, and also in the third quarter we're going to start up a random prize, and we might even give away some gift certificate to some familiar supplement companies. Yep, there's a whole bunch of things you can win if you sign up, and of course we all win in the end by supporting the Folding at Home Stanford project because it is intimately related with basic biological research. Protein folding, that's what we're talking about here. And if you go to the IMINST website and you click on the Folding at Home prize icon that you see right there, it'll take you into the Folding at Home forums where we have discussions about how to increase your point production, discussions how to recruit more members to the Longevity Meme team, and you got to go there, find out all the details. I see in the chat someone asks, what's the subject tonight? Well, we're going to have a guest, Kevin Parrot. Or Parrot. I always say Parrot. I don't know why, but the way to say his name is Parrot. Kevin Parrot. But he is not available. He had to cancel at the last minute, unfortunately. He had some family outings, and I understand it. His parents, he told me, they're getting up there in age, and he doesn't know how long they're going to be with him anymore, so he wants to spend quality time with his family, and that's perfectly fine. I said, you go right ahead. But he did say he would reschedule for a future appearance here on the Sunday evening update, with the subject basically being what's going on with SENS, the Methuselah Foundation, the M Prize. Get all the updates. Kevin, he's been involved in longevity, the longevity movement for a long time, both with IMINST and with Methuselah now. So that's a future guest to look forward to. So, Wybit, I see you asked what's the subject. We've got several subjects, actually, just no guest tonight, unfortunately. But here's something that you might be interested in, the World Stem Cell Summit. And I had been talking about potentially going there and providing a live streaming broadcast. I did put in a request now for a media pass, and we'll see. I emailed the fellow at the World Stem Cell Summit, and I also called him, left a message on Friday. It's not coming up until September. I believe it's September 22nd and 23rd at UW-Madison in Wisconsin. So it's pretty close to where I live, and I'm hoping that I can get there to the World Stem Cell Summit. Keep your fingers crossed. If I can get a media pass, if they allow live streaming, hey, you can tune right in here to the Sunday Evening Update channel on that third week of September, and hopefully get all the latest news on stem cell research from around the world. Hey, wouldn't that be awesome? I think so. Okay, another thing, boy, we got a lot of stuff going on at the Immortality Institute, and a lot of different projects that are getting ramped up. So get involved. Here's one thing that you can do this is an American Express project here. This is a website called Members Project from American Express, and I'm not exactly sure of all the details. However, you can go to the Immortality Institute website and look up the Members Project, undergraduate fighting age-related disease. The organizers